Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Pay attention to the awareness not to the mind, not to any activity. Always pay attention to the source. Source of all action is inaction. Source is the creator. And this source is none other than us. Pay attention to this being who is sitting in our heart, source of energy, not directing anything to be done or not done, just source of energy. And that is what we are. We as this source have no mind, no intellect, no thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Just mere presence. Pay attention to this presence all the time. Not even for a fraction of a second slip back into the mind and think that you are the mind. This source is giving rise to mind, body, intellect. But thoughts coming to the mind are not for the source. There is nothing for the source. And this source is not asking anything from the word. He is only the giver. He is not the taker. He is only giving things. And that is you. Make this knowledge your own experience. Be this knowledge and no more practice to be done. There is a huge gap in our understanding. Thinking we are the body mind where we are living as visitor and then suffering is our own creation. God is most compassionate. He never wants anyone to suffer. Only when we don't remember the God within, we suffer. Our suffering is our own creation. Remembering God is remembering awareness. Remembering God is abiding in self. Take this pledge today that what may come, I will stay as my true self and will speak from the presence rather than personhood. Will act from the presence rather than personhood. This is our choice. Situations around us are keep changing all the time. And these situations or environment depends on our previous desires. But now, as we want to be in the source, established in the source, you don't worry about the situation created around us, which is also our own creation. But you don't get involved in that creation now. Let whatever it may be, and remembering that it is our own creation, so why should we worry about it? Just stay as the source all the time. Suffering comes when you don't remember and you slip back into the mind mode. But please remember, none of the thoughts are for you if you are the source. Mind body complex is just for interaction. And the world around us is just our own creation. So why to get upset from the things happening around us if they are our own creation? Have total acceptance to whatever is happening around us. After accepting everything as it is, get involved only as source, pure awareness, mere observer, watching the show, but never ever involved. Body is doing an action, mind has to plan something. You just watch from the source as pure witness. You have no clue about the ego. You have no clue about the identity of the body. The name given to the body is the name to the body, not to you. When someone calls your name, body responds. You just watch. You have no name. Whatever is your name is the name of the body. The name was given when this body was born, and people will say that certain name person is now dead. Dead in all the records. People might put your picture after your death. Born on such and such date and died on such and such date. That is not your picture. That is the picture of the body. Body has born and body will die. No one can take your picture. No one. You have no form and you have no name. All the name and form of gods is our own creation. Creation of the people who think they are body-mind complex. Even the true master is not the body. He was never the body. But because we don't have any other way to pay respect, we call him by a name and we worship a picture of a form. He is neither name nor form. He is pure awareness. The real worship is to stay as your own true master or the God you worship as pure awareness. As pure awareness, there is no other one except you. You are the worshipper and you are to be worshipped. Paying respect to all types of gods or the masters, teachers, sages is paying respect to your own source, your own self, without name, without form. And so in some religions, they don't do idol worship. They don't have a picture. And that is the ultimate truth. But even then, there is no harm to worship in a form, because that's again a step towards formless. You are always formless, nameless, residing in this body. You drive this body. Don't do anything for this body or the mind. Use this body mind for others, for other body minds. Don't be an advocate of this body mind for any reason. Stay as a pure witness. Remember this all the time that you are not the body mind. You are not born, and so you will not die. Give away all the concepts which you are carrying with you like a baggage of dirt. All sorts of concepts. Nothing belongs to you. Abide in this ultimate truth that nothing what you can see, hear, touch, smell belongs to you. Nothing. Not even thoughts, not even emotions. They are all part of this body mind where you are just staying as a visitor for a very, very short duration. But the rule of the game is while you are staying in this body mind complex, and start thinking that you are this body mind complex, then when this body mind complex will die, you have to die. But if you know that you are not this, you are pure awareness, you are eternal, you are unborn. And this is a very, very big difference. Identifying with the body mind is bondage, suffering, endless births and deaths. And knowing that you are pure awareness, you are unborn, you are not involved in this world, you have no name, no form, no religion. You are just an observer. You are always free. You are liberated. No death to you. Always unending joy and bliss. When you are not interested in this world, the world disappears. When you establish yourself as pure awareness, the mind disappears. Mind is there because of your own interest, not because of any curse. It has not imposed itself on you. If you have no interest in the mind, it will dissolve forever. It is a one-way path. Once you know, you can never forget your own self. And then there is no need to slip back. Who wants to die when you know that you are eternal? And who wants to live a life of a selfish, condensed consciousness when you know that you are infinite awareness, all pervasive, full of bliss and joy? Why you want to live in a cage once you know you are a free bird? This is real freedom. This is liberation. When you know you are nothing from this world, everything is from the mind. You are not the mind. Everything in this world has to die one day. It is within the time. You are beyond time. What is suffering to you? When you are pure silence, you don't know any thoughts, you have no mind, then how anything can disturb you? To disturb you, there has to come a thought. And you have to get involved in that thought. Mind is not for you. Thoughts are not for you. Ignore all thoughts. Never get involved in any thought. Even if the chattering mind stays there, it is none of your concerns. Ignore it forever. At some stage, this awareness created an image which was interested in everything in this world. That was just an image for which mind was producing all the thoughts. And that image was very interested in it. That image is called as ego. Once all the interest in the word drops, and you have stopped planning, and you want to go into the eternal retirement, there is no work for the ego. Be 100% convinced the name you have is the name of the body, and you are not the body and mind. So there can never be any insult to you. In this dream world, anyone who is interacting with you is actually not interacting with you. They are only interacting with the body mind. They don't even know that you exist. They have no clue. Because you are formless. You are not made up of anything from this world. Stay as pure awareness. Abide as pure awareness. You are the primordial source of everything. Whole world is your own creation. Creation of the mind, which is your tool. It is your own creation of this web, which now you are got entangled in. But because it's your own creation, you can be out of it. So it's not difficult. How can it be difficult for the Creator to be out of its own creation? And in our case, it is the most easiest task. Just remembering that we are nothing what is being created by the mind. And the mind is our slave. It is our companion who is helping us to interact in the world. And the body is our house, temple of this awareness, the God within. And we are seated in our heart, just mere consciousness. Just by remembering this, acknowledging this, we are free. Nothing else needs to be done. There is no meditation. There is no technique. Who will do the technique? Who will meditate? Ego? If the ego meditates, the doer does things, you will always be in the trap. There will never be any freedom to you, because all doing is by the mind. All doing is by the person who thinks he is the mind. All doing is by the ego. If ego keeps doing it, how it can reach what it is? Because it is nothing. Drop all the activities, including meditation. Pay attention to the awareness what you are. The moment you wake up in the morning, pay attention to the pure awareness. Until you go to bed, stay as pure awareness. Just as a witness in this world, uninvolved, ignoring the mind completely and staying in its own bliss, bliss of the pure silence. Let there be noise of the mind. Who cares? You can enjoy your own bliss. And this noise of the mind will slowly disappear. It will become like a distant voice. It is loud because of our interest. It causes suffering because of our interest. Put all your money on awareness, all interest on awareness. Pay attention to this pure awareness. Stay as pure awareness. This is coming back home. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to do to come back home? And it's not even coming back. You're always at home. You're always pure awareness. It is just remembering and discovering and knowing. This is the ultimate knowledge. Once known, you are not interested in any knowledge from the dream world. Though it might appear that you are still playing a role. Pay respect to this pure silence. This silence is our eternal companion. It was there before coming into this body. It is there in this body, and it will be after this body. This is the language of awareness, pure silence. And how the awareness interacts. The purest interaction is only silence and pure witness. Witnessing happens with eyes open and eyes closed. And when it is with eyes open, eyes of awareness are not asking for anything from anyone for any reason. Those are the eyes of contentment and satisfaction. So, the most attractive part of pure awareness in a body's eyes, they speak all the truth. So, when you see Bhagavan's picture, the most attractive part is his eyes. Which are not asking anything from you and which are full of love. This is pure seeing. The body of the Jnani tells all the things which he can't explain. In pure awareness, Bhagavan's eyes spoke when he was silent. So many people got liberated just in mere his presence, not even speaking a word. And then there are people like us who have never met him, but still are getting help because he is not the body mind. He was our own awareness talking to us, explaining us. We are not different from him. Awareness is all the same. Awareness discovered by other sages and saints. It is exactly the same what you're discovering now. It is eternal. It is always the same. It doesn't go away anywhere. It never travels. Only the body moves from point A to B. And the body moves in awareness. If you move a pot, empty pot, take it from Australia to India, would you say you are carrying the same air which you have taken from Australia to India? What is that air? It is everywhere, isn't it? How can you claim that the awareness in me and the awareness in you is different? It is the all pervading awareness. Which is not personal. No one can claim it is personal, and no one can claim this knowledge as personal. It is universal knowledge. And when you discover your awareness, you tap into this universal knowledge. This knowledge doesn't change. What Buddha discovered, what Christ discovered, what Bhagavan discovered, or what you discovered, there is no difference. The only difference is in the language used in different times and the interpretation of the people who listen to those talks. But in all its purity is the same pure awareness. Pay attention to awareness all the time. Mind tricks us and we keep reading text and discussing things, and it's a never ending journey. Once you are convinced that you are pure awareness, pay attention to pure awareness till it becomes your natural state and the mind dissolves and the ego disappears. In most of the people, the process is gradual because we have so many entanglements. cultural, religious, what not, so much of conditioning. And slowly things unfold when you sit in your own silence. You can call this as practice or meditation. But this is all what we need. And this should continue all the time, without a break. And when your speech, your actions are appearing to be coming as selfish ego, rectify it, move back into awareness. But don't be in any guilt or shame, because that's again a trick of the mind to keep you entangled. Don't give a thought to anything. And how people judge you, think about you, comment on you, don't get involved. Just be an observer. Don't give thoughts any chance to pop up. Mind might say that be proud of your sadhana, your practice, but who will be proud of ego? And then you are gone. So these are the traps. All this expert commentary coming as thoughts from the mind is not for you. Ignore all the thoughts. Stay in this emptiness. You can be free from the mind while living in this body. And soon the body will drop when it's destined to, and you're completely free. So the death, what people get scared of, you are waiting for it. Because that's the last bondage. Bondage of the body, which you still have to take care of, which still has its own needs. Though you are not getting affected as pure awareness, but still you are using that body to interact. So you can be free from the mind, and that is a real freedom. Body and its actions will continue because of the momentum of your previous karmas. But those karmas are not going to produce any new fruits, as you are out of the game. You are pure awareness. When you stay as pure awareness, so many things in your life will change, more of internally than outwardly. You can't talk much. There is not much to talk. And so many unnecessary actions drop because mind doesn't create plans and actions and agendas and missions. And you have complete dispassion, vairagya for the things around. You might turn less social, less activities, less mind stuff, less talk, even less attraction for sensory enjoyments, less watching, hearing, tasting, touching. More of silence, more of bliss, more of solitude. And all this is conducive to your practice to pay attention to the pure awareness. And other things will happen which people call as miracles. More of your intuitive power, changes in the body system. But we are not doing all for that. But that happens. You stay as pure awareness. When you practice that reality, that ultimate reality dawns on you, which looks invisible, which looks only a thing in the books, which looks like thing which has happened to only others in the past. And only this word which looks real will soon start disappearing. Awareness will take away everything which is unreal. And you are moving, transcending, transforming from the mind world to the eternal absolute truth. You again become the screen rather than the images. Paying attention to the awareness, you become what you are, which you are always. All the images on this screen are mere appearances which comes and goes. You are that pure screen. Whatever comes in this life, take everything from this pure awareness. Mind can throw a lot of thoughts towards you from your old habits, from your conditioning, from your interest. Don't pick up anything. With patience and perseverance, practice to be pure awareness. You are pure awareness. You are always free. You don't know any mind-body complex. You were never born. You have no name or form. You are just pure presence. You don't know any hell or heaven. You don't go anywhere. Images and objects go and move. You're always still in your own stillness. Where can you go? You are everywhere. There is no place where you are not. You are that stillness. There is nothing else except you. Abide in this purest of pure awareness. This is you. This is God. This is true self. Nothing but the self. Self without attributes. Abide in it and be happy eternally. Shanti.